What's up, comic fans? Clark Parker here for Comics Quick. Today's a loaded one. Marvel just turned its dorkiest made-up holiday into the start of a real story. Deadpool and the Punisher are getting handed an actual arsenal and a villain glow-up that sounds nasty. Over at DC, Absolute Batman just lost Commissioner Gordon and gained something I genuinely didn't see coming. And Marvel is quietly closing one universe while DC's alternate universe experiment keeps printing money. That contrast is too good not to talk about. Okay, let's get into it. We start with Marvel because June 16th is 616 Day, the made-up but fun holiday built around Earth 616, the main Marvel universe. And this year's theme is Doctor Doom. Comic shops are getting mystery bags with a black and white Doom Quest number 1, a facsimile reprint of the classic Doom story, and, it has an actual Doom mask stuffed inside. Pure shop floor fun. The kind of promo that gets a kid hooked for life. But the real news dropped alongside the candy. Marvel announced Deadpool slash Punisher, Big Guns, a crossover written by Benjamin Percy with Jeff Shaw and Jose Luis Suarez Pintos on art. It kicks off inside Wade Wilson. Deadpool number 8 and Punisher number 8, both out now, and wraps with issue 9 of each book in October. Percy is promising what he calls non-stop mayhem, the reinvention of a classic villain, and something he's calling the Merc Mobile, which is apparently Deadpool's new rolling headquarters. He also teased a new weapon that, in his words, will change the 616 forever. That's a big claim for a crossover between two guys who solve problems by shooting them, but Percy's Wolverine run earned him the benefit of the doubt. He knows how to make violence feel like a consequence instead of just noise. Marvel loves dressing up a two-book crossover as something that reshapes the entire universe, and will change the 616 forever is doing a lot of marketing heavy lifting for a four-part Deadpool and Punisher team-up. I want the Mercmobile and the new weapon to actually matter past October, not just look good on a variant cover. Percy's earned some trust on that front, so I'm in. I just want the bar cleared, not just announced. Now over to Gotham, because Absolute Batman just did something that actually surprised me, and that's getting rare in event-soaked comics. Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta have spent 24 issues building this stripped-down, no-safety-net version of the Batman mythos, and issue 24 reveals who's underneath the coat everyone's been speculating about for weeks. It's Barbara Gordon. Not Batgirl the way you remember her. Jim Gordon is dead in this universe. Gotham's corruption finally caught up with him, and his daughter picks up his coat, straps on salvaged Batman tech, and builds herself a non-lethal bat shotgun because she's not interested in playing by anyone else's rules of engagement. What's cool is, she's not stepping into a legacy costume because the plot needs a new bat person on the shelf. She's doing it because her father is gone, and the city that killed him is still standing. That's grief weaponized into a mission statement, and it fits exactly what the Absolute line has been selling since day one. Take the safety net away and see what these people actually do. Snyder and Dragotta have earned the right to make a swing this big. This line crossed 500,000 copies sold per issue a few weeks back, with 0 legacy readers carrying it. Every buyer chose this version on its own terms. A character turn this dramatic only works because the foundation under it is that strong. The open question now is what Jim Gordon's death does to the rest of this cast. Jason, Selina, whoever's left standing in Absolute Gotham. Because killing the one adult in the room tends to rewrite everyone else's motivations too. I'm fully strapped in for wherever Snyder takes this. And that contrast is actually the bigger story today. Because while DC's parallel universe is breaking sales records, Marvel is closing the book on its own. Ultimate Universe, finale number 1, ships June 24th, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Every creative team across the Ultimate line coming together for one last goodbye before the imprint shuts down for good. Quick timeline, because it matters. Ultimate Black Panther wrapped in January, Ultimate X-Men in February, The Ultimates, and Ultimate Wolverine in April alongside Ultimate Endgame. And now the whole experiment gets its actual final issue in June. 3 years, a genuinely great Hickman-launched relaunch, and it's done. Here's my pointed take of the day, because you're not getting through this report without one. Marvel built an entire parallel universe, made it good, and is shutting it down right as DC's version of the same idea, Absolute, is the best-reviewed, best-selling experiment this industry has seen in years. That's not a coincidence you can wave off. DC found the version of this idea that works long-term. Strip the safety net, keep the books tightly written, let it breathe for years. And Marvel's Ultimate line was genuinely strong work from genuinely good creators, and it's ending on a clock instead of a sales chart. I don't think Marvel did anything wrong exactly, and a planned ending can be its own kind of well-executed swing, and not every alternate universe needs to run forever. But watching one publisher's parallel universe bet retire while the others just hit 500,000 copies an issue is the clearest real-time comparison this industry has handed us in a while. Worth sitting with. Alright, rapid fire. 3 smaller stories you need on your radar. First, Clover Press just launched the DC Art of Michael Turner on Kickstarter, and it blew past its $10,000 goal 5 times over within 2 hours of going live. It's a deluxe, 200-plus page hardcover collecting Turner's takes on Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Supergirl, and the Justice League, with an ashcan edition, a slipcase, and portfolio sets on top. Jeff Johns wrote the introduction, with additional write-ups from Jeff Loeb, Brad Meltzer, and Dan DiDio. The campaign runs through July 10th, so there's time to look if Turner's art ever stopped you cold in a shop. A Kickstarter worthy of backing if you ask me. Second, Marvel's giving Spider-Woman a 50th anniversary special, also landing September 2nd, and it's setting up a genuinely darker chapter for Jessica Drew. Dan Waters and Andrea Briccardo, plus Ann Nocenti and Stefano Raffaele, take her back to her private investigator roots, teamed with Ben Urich, into corners of the Marvel Universe other heroes avoid. Spider-Woman's overdue for a spotlight this serious. Third, and over at Image, Spawn just jumped a full year forward with issue 376, and writer Matthew Rosenberg and artist Steven Segovia are steering. Heaven and Hell are confirmed real and have abandoned Earth, Spawn himself has vanished, and Al Simmons is hiding out human and anonymous in a fractured Manhattan until a cabal called the 400 comes looking. If you've ever bounced off Spawn's continuity, issue 376 is the cleanest jump-on point that book has had in years. So that's the day. Marvel's celebrating 6/16 Day by handing Deadpool and Punisher an arsenal and a villain glow-up worth watching. Barbara Gordon just became the absolute bat, and Grief is doing some of the best storytelling work in Gotham right now. And Marvel's closing the Ultimate Universe right as DC's Absolute line proves the format can actually last. Two questions for you. Does Will change the 616 forever actually mean anything to you anymore, or has Marvel worn that phrase out? And is Barbara Gordon the right person to wear that coat? Or were you hoping for someone else under there? Drop both in the comments. I read everyone. If this report's pulling its weight, hit subscribe, so tomorrow's lands in your feed automatically. Go support your local comic shop, grab those pre-orders, and keep reading comics. I've been Clark Parker for Comics Quick. See you in the next one.